Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Smart Pension UK. Today, I've got some critical breaking news from the DWP that affects every pensioner making claims this December. The Department for Work and Pensions has just launched a brand new digital identity verification system that's going to change how pension payments are processed. If you're planning to make any pension claims or updates this month, you absolutely need to watch this video. Let's dive straight in. The Department for Work and Pensions has rolled out a significant digital transformation that's affecting pensioners right across the United Kingdom. This new digital identity check system is part of the government's broader strategy to modernize the benefit system and reduce fraud, but it's also raising questions and concerns among pensioners who may not be comfortable with digital technology. So, what exactly is this new system? Essentially, the DWP is now requiring claimants to verify their identity digitally before processing certain pension claims and payments. This applies to new state pension claims, pension credit applications, and various updates to existing pension accounts. The system uses what's called identity verification technology, which checks your personal details against multiple databases to confirm you are who you say you are. The rollout began in November 2025, but December is when most pensioners will start encountering this new requirement. The timing is particularly significant because December is traditionally a busy month for pension claims. Many people who turn state pension age in December or January will be going through the application process right now, and they're the first group to experience this new system in full force. Let me walk you through how this digital identity check actually works. When you start a new pension claim or apply for pension credit online, you'll be asked to verify your identity through the government's digital identity service. This typically involves answering several security questions based on your credit history, financial records, and other official data held about you. The questions might ask about previous addresses, accounts you've held, or other personal information that only you would know. The system is designed to be completed in about 10 to 15 minutes if everything goes smoothly. You'll need to have certain information ready, including your national insurance number, your passport or driving license details if you have them, and information about your current and previous addresses. The more information you can provide, the easier the verification process becomes. Now, here's where it gets important for December claims specifically. The DWP has stated that claims submitted with successful digital identity verification will be processed faster than those requiring manual checks. With the Christmas period approaching and the DWP offices operating on reduced schedules over the holidays, getting your identity verified digitally could mean the difference between receiving your first payment before Christmas or waiting until January. But I know what many of you are thinking. What if you're not comfortable with technology? What if you don't have internet access at home? What if you've never used these kinds of digital services before? The DWP has anticipated these concerns, and they've put alternative processes in place. Though I have to be honest with you, these alternatives may take longer to complete. If you cannot complete the digital identity check online, you can still verify your identity through traditional methods. This includes visiting a local Job Center Plus office where staff can help you complete the verification in person or sending physical documents by post to prove your identity. However, the DWP has made it clear that these manual processes will take longer to complete, potentially adding several weeks to your claim processing time. For those of you who are worried about the security of providing your personal information online, I want to address these concerns directly. The government's digital identity system uses bank-level encryption and security measures. Your data is protected by the same technology that safeguards online banking and other sensitive financial services. The DWP does not store unnecessary personal information, and the system is regularly audited for security vulnerabilities. That said, it's absolutely crucial that you only access the digital identity check through the official government website. There have already been reports of scam websites pretending to offer DWP identity verification services. Always make sure you're on a website that ends in gov.uk and look for the secure padlock symbol in your browser's address bar. Never click links in unsolicited emails claiming to be from the DWP. Let's talk about who exactly is affected by this new requirement. If you're already receiving your state pension and you're not making any changes to your claim, you don't need to do anything. Your payments will continue as normal. This digital identity check is only required when you're making a new claim, applying for additional benefits like pension credit, or making significant changes to your existing claim, such as updating your bank details or reporting a change in circumstances. For new state pension claims, the digital identity check is now a mandatory part of the application process if you're applying online. The DWP estimates that around 80% of new claimants are now applying online, which means the majority of new pensioners will go through this digital verification. The government's goal is to have the entire application process, from initial claim to first payment, completed within 5 weeks for digitally verified applications. Pension credit applications are also subject to the new digital identity requirements. This is particularly important because pension credit can be backdated by up to 3 months, meaning if you're eligible but haven't claimed yet, you could be missing out on significant amounts of money. The new digital system is designed to speed up pension credit applications, but only if you can complete the identity verification successfully. Now, let me share some practical tips for completing the digital identity check successfully. First, make sure you have a stable internet connection. The verification process needs to be completed in one session, and if your connection drops, you might have to start again. Second, gather all your relevant documents before you begin. Have your national insurance number, passport, or driving license, and details of your bank account ready to hand. Third, be prepared to answer questions about your financial history. The system might ask about credit cards you've held, loans you've taken out, or other financial products associated with your name. These questions are pulled from credit reference agencies, so they're based on your actual financial history. If you've never had credit, or if you have a limited credit history, the system might struggle to verify you digitally, and you may need to use the alternative verification methods. One issue that's emerged during the early rollout is that some pensioners are finding the questions impossible to answer, particularly older pensioners who may have poor memory or who simply don't remember financial details from many years ago. If this happens to you, don't panic. After a certain number of failed attempts, the system will offer you alternative verification methods. You won't be locked out of claiming your pension. It just means you'll need to verify your identity through a different route. The DWP has also introduced a telephone support service specifically for helping pensioners with the digital identity check. If you're struggling with the online process, you can call this helpline and speak to an advisor who can guide you through the steps. In some cases, they can help you complete the verification over the phone, though this still counts as a digital verification and offers the same faster processing times. For those of you who have representatives or attorneys acting on your behalf, such as family members with power of attorney, the process is slightly different. The person claiming on your behalf will need to verify both their own identity and provide evidence of their legal authority to act for you. This requires uploading documents such as the registered power of attorney paperwork. The DWP has created specific guidance for representatives, which is available on the government website. Let's address the impact on December claims specifically. If you're due to reach state pension age in December or early January and you haven't yet submitted your claim, I strongly recommend doing so as soon as possible. The combination of the Christmas holidays and the new digital identity system means that claims submitted in late December might not be processed until well into January. Remember, your state pension can be backdated by up to 4 months, but you won't receive any money until your claim is actually processed. For pension credit claims, the situation is even more time-sensitive. Pension credit can only be backdated by 3 months, so any delay in processing could mean losing money you're entitled to. If you think you might be eligible for pension credit, don't wait. Submit your claim now and complete the digital identity verification as quickly as possible to ensure you receive your entitlement. The DWP has stated that the new digital identity system has already reduced fraud in pension claims by identifying suspicious applications before any money is paid out. While this is undoubtedly a positive development for protecting public funds, it does mean that legitimate claimants need to be more prepared and more organized when making their claims. The days of a simple phone call to start your pension claim are largely behind us. I want to talk about accessibility for a moment. The DWP is legally required to ensure that their services are accessible to everyone, including those with disabilities or those who lack digital skills. If you have visual impairments, the digital identity system should be compatible with screen readers and other assistive technologies. If you have cognitive difficulties or conditions that make it hard to remember personal information, you should inform the DWP and they can make adjustments to help you verify your identity through alternative means. Libraries and community centers across the UK are also offering support for people who need help with digital government services. Many local councils have digital inclusion programs where trained volunteers can sit with you and help you complete the digital identity check. This can be particularly helpful if you're not confident using computers, but you want to benefit from the faster processing times that digital verification offers. Looking at the broader picture, this digital identity system is just the beginning of a larger transformation of the DWP's services. The government has announced plans to eventually bring all benefits and pensions into a unified digital system, making it easier for people to manage multiple claims and see all their entitlements in one place. While this future system sounds convenient, it also raises questions about digital exclusion and whether older people who aren't comfortable with technology will be left behind. For now, my advice is to embrace the digital identity system if you possibly can. Yes, it's new, and yes, it might feel uncomfortable if you're not used to these kinds of online services, but the benefits in terms of faster processing and quicker payments are significant. However, if you genuinely cannot use the digital system, don't let that stop you from claiming what you're entitled to. The alternative methods still work. They just take a bit longer. One final important point. If your digital identity check fails and you have to use alternative verification methods, this does not mean there's anything wrong with your claim or that you're under suspicion. Identity verification systems sometimes fail for technical reasons that have nothing to do with the claimant. Poor credit history, limited financial footprint, or simply having lived at many different addresses can all cause the automated system to struggle. This is not a reflection on you, and it doesn't affect your entitlement to your pension. That's everything you need to know about the DWP's new digital identity check system and how it affects December pension claims. Remember, if you're making a new claim, get started as soon as possible and have all your documents ready. If this video was helpful, please give it a like and share it with anyone who might be claiming their pension soon. Subscribe to Smart Pension UK for all the latest updates on pensions and benefits. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.